All right, welcome back to the Home Studio Simplified channel. Today we're going to be doing a live mix together. If this is your first time here, you're not familiar with what we do around here, this channel exists to simplify the complexities of the home studio and help you make professional sounding music in a less than professional space. The motto around here is that we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. And speaking of togetherness, today we're going to be talking about the March HSS Song Contest winners mix. In particular, we're actually going to be mixing this live, so you're going to get to see how I'm going to take and shape this mix. The original mix that was provided was actually very good. obviously. I mean, it won the contest. But I'm just going to be putting my own personal flair on it today. And then we also have some song features. We got some other cool stuff lined up for today. So stick around, hang out, grab a cup of coffee. Let's have some fun. Along those same lines, let's give some shout outs to these awesome individuals here. James Sheets, Chris Knowles, Ben Grauer, Mark George, Mob the Gamer, and all these other lovely individuals on this list that you see before you are what we typically refer to around here as the HSS chart toppers. These are individuals who have sponsored the channel in some way, shape, or form, whether it be through the generous super chat feature. Those on the left here, you will see that they are Patreon members or they are YouTube members here on the channel as well. By the way, if you want to get in on any of that, it's a very, very low price point to get a lot of nice perks, little extra things that you won't get here just on a regular channel basis. You'll get it sort of behind the scenes, and you'll get some extra stuff to accentuate your learning. And along those same lines, before we get into today's show, I want to talk about another great sponsor here of the channel. Today's video is sponsored in part by the 𝗏𝗵 Academy. The 𝗏𝗵 Academy offers affordable courses from mentors, world-class engineers, Grammy winners, and multi-platinum selling producers. And with the resources available on the 𝗏𝗵 Academy, you can learn how to create radio-ready mixes from the comfort of your own home studio. Most of the courses also offer multi-tracks that you can then add to your portfolio and begin to build out your business. Follow the link in the description of this video to head on over to the 𝗏𝗵 Academy today and start learning the skills that are needed to take your hobby or your business to the next level. All right, so we already have some awesome individuals here in the chat. We've got Mark George, we've got Ben Grauer, and we've got Mob the Gamer. I'm assuming he's still with us. He says he's got a test tomorrow, but guess what? That ain't going to stop me from watching the stream. Wow. That's called dedication, folks. Ben Grauer is watching while he works from home. That's pretty cool. And Mark George says, hey, I've made it to this live. Yay. Yeah, they've been kind of sporadic here lately due to work and different schedules, sicknesses, all kinds of cool stuff been going on around here. But the sporadicness has not stopped other individuals from hopping on. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me through these chaotic schedules. Hopefully something will be lined out soon to where they won't be quite so chaotic. But we shall see. So before we get into mixing this song live together today, I want to also give a big shout out to some other individuals here. Let me bring this up on the screen here. These are the recent subscribers to the channel, and I want to give a big shout out as well to James Sheets, who recently upped his Patreon pledge from $10 a month to $20 a month. Thank you so much, James. We've worked on a couple of projects together, and last night he emailed and sort of off the cuff and was like, I don't know if you can even still do this, but I have my brother's wanting that song that you mixed for me, and he's wanting it without vocals. Can you send that to me? I keep all my sessions for quite some time, so I was able to send that back. And he said, what do you want for it? And I said, hey, you've already paid for this session. Don't worry about it. And would you not believe it that 3 or 4 hours later, he sent me a generous donation of $97 with no strings attached. So thank you so much for your continued support of me and of the channel. Greatly appreciate it. It's going to help tons. And by the way, if you're not familiar with sort of the business model that we're working on here over on the Patreon channel, if I can get a certain amount of individuals who are donating monthly and we get up to a certain threshold, which I'm trying to reach is about $500 a month. If we can get up to that threshold, I'm then going to take that $500 a month and I'm going to be purchasing gear that all of us would use in our own home studios. And I'll be doing a review on the channel here of that gear. And then those who are Patreon members will get access to win that gear at the end of the month or the end of the next month, however that works out. So basically there would be a monthly giveaway once we reach that threshold of $500 a month. So, and then based off of what tier you're in will be how many entries you get into that drawing. So even if you come in at a lower tier, you still have a chance of winning. But if you come in at a higher tier, you have a better chance of winning. I think the $20 tier that James just joined at, he's got 5 entries a month whenever we reach that threshold. So, and I'm looking at interfaces. I'm looking at, you know, whenever we get to that point, instruments even. There's going to be, you know, studio monitors, maybe some sound absorption for the studio, whatever it might be that you guys can use in your home studios. I'll be reviewing that on the channel, and then we'll be giving it away within the Patreon community. So looking forward to getting to that point. We're not there yet. We still have quite a ways to go, but if that's something you're interested in, definitely check that out. So, all right, before we get into mixing this song today, which I'm very excited about, by the way, I love this song. We do have some song features that I was not able to get to on the last live stream, or the stream before that, actually. And we have 2 of them because one of them had won, and then it didn't happen because of different various things that we were doing here on the channel. There was interviews and stuff like that, so I wasn't able to get that song featured. And then the next time we had a live show, another individual won a feature. So now we've got 2 on today's show. No problem with that. But we want to go ahead and give those a listen now. So the first song feature that we're going to listen to, let's head on over here. Okay, lost the microphone there for a minute. Sorry about that. I created this here, and then I forgot to add the microphone. That's not cool. All right, but the first song feature we have here for today is Audio Surgeon's song called Source. So if you're interested in how this all comes about, essentially, when we spin the wheel of awesomeness here on the channel, you have a chance to win a song feature. And so today we're going to be listening to one of those who won a song feature. So let's take a listen to the song Source by Audio Surgeon together. Okay, I apologize. That was not the song Source. That was the song Simple Particles. I'm going to be playing Source now. Sorry. Here we go.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken.
Right after it goes through that. Okay. I do apologize. We're going to go through advertisements apparently, so we're going to have to wait on those. Here we go. This is the song Source. My apologies. Very cool song. Very, very cool. Loved it. We have one more song feature today, and then we'll get into the live mix. And this song is going to be from Tim Consley. The name of the song is Where Do I Go? All right, great song. Yet again, that was another song that was won on the Wheel of Awesomeness. So if you're not familiar with that is, maybe you're new here. Every once in a while, we like to spin the wheel up and around here. And there are different things that you can win. And these two individuals that we just played their songs, they won a song feature here on the show today. So that's, if you're confused as to what in the world is going on, that's what's going on. Okay, so now let's get into today's mix together. Thank you guys, by the way, for submitting those songs. And anytime you put music out there, it's you're bearing your sleeve. It feels risky, I know, but you're only going to find good feedback here in this community. This community is quickly growing into one of the most acceptive, and it's just, I love this place. And you guys are what is making it happen. So the mix that won in the March song contest, which by the way, we are having an April song contest. The deadline for that, I believe, is the 23rd. And the link is in the description if you want to join. There's still time to submit a song for the April song contest. And we are going to be having a May contest, which the May contest, I'm happy to announce, is going to be a mix contest of a song that I have previously released called The Crossroads. I'm going to be releasing the multi-tracks to those who join. You can then mix the song. We're going to go through and I'm going to have some guest judges to come on and listen to those mixes and see which one they like the best. The winner is actually going to end up with some cool plug-in prizes. I've already got one company who's jumped on board, said, yes, we want to help. A very awesome company called 𝗠𝗶𝘅. If you're not familiar with them, I have an entire playlist of some of their plugins here on the channel. They are awesome. So let's go ahead and listen to the song that we're going to be mixing today, just as it is, all of the faders set to unity, and let's see what we have to work with. I'm going to turn this up a little bit here. Very cool. Okay, so this is the song that we're going to be working with today. As you can see, it's already sounds really good just by itself. But we're going to try to take this to the next level. Now, the original mix that he did submit, he did some mixing on himself. He implemented a lot of various reverbs and delays, things of that nature, and it sounded really good. Obviously, enough for it to win the contest. So I'm not saying that his mix was bad by any rate, but what I'm doing is just putting my own personal flair and touch on this, and hopefully you guys can learn something from the process of us doing this here together. Mob the Gamer says, I've recorded my first full song on Cakewalk last night, and I've done a draft mix today. I really love it. Very snappy, and it has great features. Awesome. Awesome. You know, and I just had a gentleman email me and ask me if he should use Cakewalk or he should use Cubase or Logic or what's going on. And so I told him, I said, well, it would be really beneficial for me to tell you to use Cakewalk because I have a complete ultimate Cakewalk by BandLab tutorial course, but that's not my style. So I told him, try them all out and find out which one works best for you. But I said, you know, Cakewalk definitely has some features that are well above the curve on a lot of DAWs. And so he got a hold of a keyboard player of his, and he said, hey, I'm using Cakewalk right now. If you want to collaborate, you should be using Cakewalk. So he settled for Cakewalk tonight. Awesome. So, okay, so we've got a good starting point here, and that's what I was getting at. The sound palette and everything like that is already great to begin with. And all I've done is I've loaded up, as you can see here, just my Pro Start template. This is the Pro Start template that I don't have any plugins on it except for on the buses. I've already loaded some sort of preloaded and dialed in the reverbs. As far as when I mean dialed in, I mean I've dialed in the decay times and the sizes of those reverbs to fit the BPMs of the song. And so the next thing that we're going to do then is we're just going to go ahead and bottom out all of these faders. And we're going to get a good rough mix of this song. And if you've watched the quick group video that I have here on the channel, there's a tutorial I have for that. It shows you exactly how I'm doing what I'm doing right now. This is not rocket science by any means. I'll show you my keyboard combination right here real quick. I'm holding the control button, and then I'm simply dragging these faders all down at the same time. Just by holding that control button, it quick groups everything that you have selected. And you can do this with more than just faders. You can do this even with the pan pots. Move one pan pot, they all move. You could do this with the trims. You could do this with the Pro channel, turning them on and off. So there's all kinds of things that you can do with this quick grouping feature. And all you simply do is just have to hold your control button. Very cool. Okay. Now let's begin to dive into just getting a good rough mix of this song. This is always my process of going by mixing a song. I don't just dive in and start throwing on a bunch of stuff. I want to get a good rough mix first, because that's when you begin with a great foundation, then you have something that you can actually work off of. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and begin with that foundation. So I'm going to select a track here, let me get my keyboard overlay again. I'm going to hold the Shift button and press L, which isn't showing up there because it doesn't go that far. But by doing this, if I have this selected, hold Shift and L, it's going to create this little yellow mark up here, this little yellow bar right here. It's kind of hard to see, but that is a loop point. So if I was to zoom out of this, you can see here's the beginning and the end of that loop. That's just going to continually loop this song now. So as I'm trying to pull these faders up, it's not going to stop. It's just going to keep going. Okay. Hold the F button and Shift F to bring that all onto my screen like I want it to. Using a lot of keyboard shortcuts already right off the bat here. Shrink this down real quick. Okay. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and pull up the console view again. And what I like to do is I usually like to start with kick and bass first. That way, if I can get a good level off the kick and bass, I can build everything off of that. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. I actually need to go to a point where the kick and bass are actually playing. So we're going to go right here. Okay. Ooh. Now, if you're listening on laptop speakers or smaller speakers, you're probably not going to be able to hear this unless you have a set of headphones on. Okay, and then I'm going to bring that kick up there. That's interesting. I just noticed the kick was only in the right side. That's weird. Yeah, that's really strange because that's a stereo. Wow. I wonder if, hold on. There we go. Yeah, I had it running through Addictive Drums for some reason. These are those cool behind the scene moments that you never get to see when other people are doing live or doing mixes for you or whatever you want to call it. You're getting to see the real deal Holyfield right now. So, all right, that should work a whole lot better there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a instance of, ooh, this is all changed and looks a lot different now. I'm on the newest update of the, I'm on the newest update here, the pre-release update. So it's got features, stuff has changed that I have yet to see until right now, actually. Yeah, metering. This is what I want. Okay, so I want to see these view meters. There we go. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'd like to get this kick and the bass to set at roughly 3 dBs here. Together. Awesome. Okay, so then from there, I should be able to start building off of that now. Okay. My phone is going crazy here. Okay, sounding good. I'm gonna turn this up just a tad bit here. Okay, so this piano right here is sort of, seems to be anyway, seems to be a sort of a key element in this mix. So this is probably going to be accentuated a little bit better. And this here, because it's synth music, there's no vocal. This is almost like a hook, I would think. Love those sound effects. Look at how much headroom we have here too. This is what's crazy. All kinds of headroom going on. That's good. Okay. That's pretty close. I think I like the way that that's already starting to sound. So what I'm going to do next is start jumping in and doing some EQing. But first I want to fold all this down to mono before we even get there. Okay, so now all I'm doing is just going through here and I'm just adjusting whether or not I'm inverting the phase or not. What I'm trying to do is just see if there's any kind of phase issues amongst the instrumentation here. Okay. I think it's sounding pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and I want to see what the 𝗠𝗶𝘅 has to say here. Yeah, so the 𝗠𝗶𝘅 is telling me that the phase relationship of most of these tracks is actually spot on, so that's good. And usually you'll have that with things that are MIDI or heavy synth, because it has a tendency to, it's not being recorded with multiple microphones. So it's usually like sample based or something MIDI based or something like that. So you don't have to worry too much about phase. You still need to check it. But so now that we have sort of the groundwork laid here, we're going to go ahead and start doing our EQing. I've already begun to pick up on some things with this kick that I'd like to accentuate. Ooh, I forgot, whenever you create an entire or a brand new track here, you get all of those plugins on there right off the bat. Speaking of which, yet again, I'm going to hold Control-A, select all of these, keep the Control button held down, and do the Show or Hide Pro channel. This is going to allow me to open the Pro channel for all of these. Okay, just making sure that the console emulation is turned on for all of them. And it looks like the last three that I've created, it is not. So I'll go ahead and take that off there. And then for these last two, I'm going to remove the tube emulation and the compressors. And if you hold Control and you go to remove those plugins off the Pro channel, it'll remove both of them at the same time. Or in this case, even all three of them. So now I'm going to turn all three of these on. Those are on. We're good to go there. All right. So now look like we're in a pretty good place now. Back into here. Okay. Not sure why this is happening. Could be because it's the early release and they've not worked that bug out yet. That's the only issue you'll run into when you're working with early release stuff, which is, I guess, why they have it, so they can work out bugs. With that being said, though, I want to work on this kick first. So let's go to the kick section here. Let's send all of these to the drums bus. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and boost this by about 2 dBs at 65 Hertz. And I'm going to dip out at 400 just to try to get that kick to be a little more punchy. I think that did it too. Okay, I don't want to take too much of that out of there. There we go. All right, I don't want to shave too much of that high end off either. Okay, so this is after, this is before. Before. After. Okay, so as you can see, the kick is a little bit beefier, punchier. It's contains more low end now than it did before. I've kind of shaved off some of that upper high end stuff because I feel like the other instrument, like for instance that snare hit, is actually where that needs to inhabit. So I don't have to worry so much about that. Let's go ahead and work on that snare hit now, by the way. Okay. So the snare hit doesn't need as much low end. I'll shave out some of that. Going to boost just a little bit of that high to give it a little bit more of a sheen there. Turn this gloss knob on, which will all it does is basically just accentuate the harmonics. Let's listen to that in context here. Much better. Okay. Now let's begin to work on this bass a little bit. Now, as you can see, I've already got some EQs here on the bass. Those are EQs that I've saved on this template. So it's kind of a good starting point. So I don't have to immediately go and do the same things that I always do with the bass guitar. It's already pretty much there. So it's cheating in a good way. Okay, I want to listen to this in solo here. Yeah, this is very, very subharmonic. Wow. So I'm going to leave the high pass filter on there, and then I'm going to take this low pass filter up even higher. Because this is, I mean, it's predominantly just 100 hertz and below. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this 400 hertz dipped out just because it might clean up some of that muddiness. So this definitely looks like it's what it says it is. It's the sub of the bass. And then this track here is more the pluck of the bass. The overtone as he's got it labeled, so that's good. Okay, so this would be the area that I would need to work with this EQ a lot closer here. I'm going to go to about 72 hertz because this is usually where the fundamental frequency of a bass is. Just kind of boost that just a tad bit. Okay. Going to go to about 500 hertz. Okay, no. About 250. That should clean up a little bit of that. Roll off a bunch of that high end I don't need. Okay. Good. Now the next thing I'm going to do you just want me to, his OCD is kicking in. Jurgen's OCD is kicking in. Mine is as well, so I know exactly what you're talking about. So this is the kick. This is the hat, I believe. And then this is the snare. There you go. I feel better about it too. Okay, so now that we've got the bass, sub, and overtone sounding like we want, I'm going to go ahead and solo those together. Okay, I feel like there was a pretty good balance. So what I'm going to do is highlight both of the tracks, hold the control button again, right click, and I'm going to set a group so that now whenever I move the one fader without having to hold the control button. I can adjust both of them. They'll still be in the same balance that I just created, but I can raise or lower them this way. So this will help with automation. Still got some good headroom here going on. Good. Okay, so now what I just did is I jumped over to my buses and I'm looking at the parallel compression bus. So I've got all of the kick, the hat, and the snare being sent to the drums bus, which is here. That is then side chained to this parallel compression, which allows me to compress the snot out of the kick and snare and anything that's in the drums bus, and then blend that back in, which gives it just a little bit of punch and grit. You'll see if I put these together here. So this is without. I'm going to slowly begin to blend this in. You can see it just gives it this extra layer of thud, for lack of a better term. Okay. And I already know that this hi-hat track is a hi-hat track, so I can shave off a lot of the low end without having to worry about even listening to it at this point. So I'm going to do that there. Okay, let's unsolo that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I did there is I just boosted a little bit of that 2K to get that to sort of poke through the mix a little bit better there. Okay, so now I'm just bringing out a little bit of the girth of the piano track and bringing up the highs a little bit, cutting off some of the low end, because the sub is going to take up, the sub harmonics is going to take up a lot of that space. So I'm just going to kind of let that play right there. Work on this pluck. Okay, so notice right here, depending on where I move this module, or this node, I should say, on this EQ, I'm getting a different sound from this arpeggio. If you listen though, basically by moving it around, I can get it to fit where I want it to fit in the mix. So take a listen. So if I want it up in the higher registers, I place it here. Want it more in the mid-range, I can place it here. If I want it more in the lower range, I just place it here. And I think it sounds pretty good right around this area right here. Yep, I like that a lot. I'm going to turn on that gloss again just to give it a little bit of saturation there. Okay. Okay. Go to this section here and just work on this track right here. I'm going to loop that section too so I can listen to that repeatedly here for a second. Okay, so you'll notice a lot of the low end information in that, the lower voices, that texture, were kind of lost in the mix. So when I use this EQ to bring that back up, it came back into the mix. Okay. Okay. We're definitely getting somewhere now. Yet again, we're just doing very minimal stuff here. Nothing too crazy. What's next? I think that's really pretty much it as far as the balance on those. Now we're going to do a little bit of sweetening with some reverb and some painting. Do a little bit of that there. Okay. So I definitely want all of these tracks to have reverb. Every single one of them. So I'm going to highlight all these tracks here, but you can't see because my mug is in the way. There we go. And I'm going to go to Sends, yet again, holding the Control button. I'm going to go to Sends. We're going to create one for the short room, one for the medium plate, one for the long haul. We're in it for the long haul, folks. And then we're going to start blending these into taste. So because I have them all selected still, all I got to do is simply hold that Control button, and I can bring that level down to 0 on every single one of them, begin to blend those into taste. And we're going to start doing a little bit of painting. So in order for this painting to actually make sense, though, I've got to switch this back into stereo, and it is. Okay, good. Okay, let's see. I'll listen to just the reverb sends real quick here. Okay, that sounds more like what I want to. As you can see, I'm painting these sends right now, right and left. This is just adding a little bit of width. Okay, I'm gonna pan this mini synth. I'm gonna pan that closer to the left. I'm going to leave the piano up the center, the plucks, I'm panning those a little bit farther to the right, but the reverbs to the left. This should create a little bit more stereo width. The mini synth, I'm panning this farther to the left, reverbs to the right. Okay. I don't really want a lot of reverb on the kick and the hat and those elements, but I think I do want some here on this snare. I like that. Gives it a little bit of a tail. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to go ahead and start implementing some other elements here now. Let's see. Oop, just about spilled the coffee. Okay, so one thing that I want to do, I'm going to take some notes here. Okay. And then the reverb. Okay. Okay. Got a few notes here. And then so immediately I can tell one more time here. Still didn't quite sound like I wanted it to. So I'm just putting some compression on there. I'm adding a little bit of this doubler here to give it just a little bit more width, and then a delay. Some saturation, and then I'm controlling how much is being set out with the output fader. I don't like the way that sounded. I'm gonna go to the second section where it does this. Okay, so that putting that delay on there helped that sample, just to be honest, that sample, because it's not real vocals, helped it to just kind of fade out smoothly whenever it did stop, instead of it just abruptly stopping. Delays and reverbs are awesome for making samples sound more realistic for that reason. So if you listen to, let's see if we can get a before and after so I can kind of show you what I'm saying. So we take these reverbs and all this off. See how it's just boom, and it's done. When we put them back on, now listen to whenever it stops. See how it trails off. Sounds a lot more realistic. Yes. To answer your question, Zave, yes, the companion section is expansion and compression together. So the expansion just turns it down when there's nothing going on, and it's sort of like a gate of sorts, just not quite as gatey. And then the compression just does what compression does. So I think that sounds a lot more natural whenever they're fading out there. The next thing we want to go to is I'm hearing a delay on that. I want to do something with that. I'm going to use the old classic iZotope dub delay. Love this thing. Okay, so once again. Okay, so if you listen to this before and after the delay was initiated, check this out. Yet again, it's very sterile sounding. Boo, doo, 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 cuts off. Put the delay in, and you have this. See how it carries it. Essentially, what this plugin, and the reason why I even got this plugin, is because it's almost like a ducking delay. So the delay doesn't really initiate like it should until nothing's playing, and then it comes up. So you don't have to sidechain to get your effect you're wanting. You can see here, this line here shows you. So this is where it is at before. When it stops, it comes up. And then this allows you to set how much of it is being played back while the signal is going. sort of like the ceiling. Much better. Definitely sounds a lot more synthy. Okay, now I'm just putting a little bit of drive on this piano track, and I'm using this stereo turbo, which I hardly ever use because you all know how much I hate widening plugins. But this is doing something a little extra special here because I'm driving it and then I'm adding the stereo width to it. It's helping it to sort of just set back in the mix a little bit farther and adding a little bit of stereo width without killing the dynamics. So this adds a little bit of grit to that piano. And the grit isn't really noticeable until you solo it. So this is before. After. See how it just opens up some space, and that grit will help it to poke through the mix better without having to turn it up. Love the Faturator. In fact, I think I'll put it here on this sub. And I'm just going to click yet again. Let me do that again. I think I did that too fast. So if you find a plugin that you like and you've already got a setting on it that you kind of like, hold the control button, click and drag it over to the next track. Boom. You've just created an exact duplicate of it. Time savers. That control button, I'm telling you. That's where it's at. Okay, so now with some saturation on the piano and some saturation here on the bass, you're going to notice that it's already going to start sounding more upfront, punchy. Okay, so because we've added the grit, it's almost overpowering. So luckily I've got these faders grouped. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, I just realized. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just go out on a limb here and convert this bass sub to mono. I don't think it has to be in stereo. The overtones, I'm going to go ahead and leave that in stereo, but I'm going to convert that bass sub to mono and then interleave it to mono here. Let's listen to the difference here. Okay, now on this kick, I want that kick to be even punchier. So I'm going to go up here and insert the bark of dog. Make sure that's before the console emulation here. Okay. Get that down to about 65, close to it. This is a free plugin, by the way, the Bark of Dog is, if you're interested in it. I actually do have a saturation bus already here, but I don't feel like, I feel like I'm going to be dialing in different settings on the saturation than just setting one setting and then sending them all there. So that's why normally I would do that. However, I'm not doing it in this particular mix because, for instance, this saturation here has a little bit of stereo width added, and I wouldn't want to do that to the bass. So that's why I'm not necessarily using that saturation bus. And of course, all of this is being ran through a console emulator, so it already has a little bit of saturation built in under the hood here. Let's go to these kicks here. That's a little bit better. I like the way that it's jiving now. Likewise with this kick, I'm going to go ahead and bounce this, convert this to mono. Don't feel like that needs to be stereo either. And then interleave this to mono. This should actually get it a little bit louder too. And I've had my wife calling me about 6 times now, so just to make sure this isn't an emergency, let's go ahead and listen to this while I'm trying to see what she's doing here. No emergency. That's good. Okay, so far this is already starting to come together a lot better than I had anticipated. I still want to hear more from that kick though. I feel like it could be. I'm gonna go ahead and put what do I want to do to this? Let's go with the classic clipper on this kick. That way it won't sound overly saturated, but it'll give it enough of the punch that I'm looking for. At least I'm hoping it will. Oops. Let's go straight to that kick. You know what? I actually liked it before I put the classic clipper on there. I liked it better. And that's why you A-B things and listen with them ears of yours. So, other than that, I'm going to turn the short room reverb up on these plucks and turn it up a little bit higher in the mix to get that more of a driving element. And then next, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to start some lovely automation to try to sort of sell some different points of this mix. And I'll show you what I mean. So for instance, there's essentially 3 different parts that I can see of this. There's sort of like an intro here, a chorus, or intro / verse, if you want to call it that, a chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, outro is how I'm kind of looking at this from a songwriting standpoint, what that would kind of look like. So what I want to do is I want to create differences from one part to another so that it doesn't sound so robotic. It doesn't sound so the same all throughout it. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to start off with let's just listen to it from the beginning, and I'll kind of pick and choose where I'm going to put some of these different automations here, because I've got some ideas wrote down on the classic Post-it note here. Okay, so right there, instead of it playing the same notes 2 times in a row and then coming in, I'm going to have it play the same notes for the first, what would that be, measure, and then the second measure, I'm going to change it up. This is going to create, she's calling me again. This is going to create a little bit of a difference here. So boom, right here. So this right here is where I want it to change. Right here. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and institute some automation. And I'm going to set this automation to be, let's see, let's do the EQ. And actually, let's figure out, let's go over and look at this real quick. That's the low mid knob that I want to. So I'm going to go to EQ, low mid, frequency right here. All right, so as you can see right now, it's set to 494 hertz roughly, 495 over here, but that's fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a node right here. Probably kind of hard to see. I'm going to zoom in here. Put a node right here, and I'm going to go forward to the end of this, put another node so that it'll mark the beginning and end where the starting points are. So it'll go back to where it needs to when the song actually picks up pace. Then I'm going to put a note here, and just for some giggles, I'm going to put a note here, put a note here, and one here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this node, bring it up, grab this node, bring it down. That should give us sort of a kind of a crazy little sound there. Let's just sort of A/B this. Let's see it. Okay, didn't quite go as fast as I wanted it to go. So, and I think this needs to go up a little bit higher. So let's do this. And you actually have tools in here, like this here, where you could actually just write these in, like this. Okay, so at the same time that that's happening, I also want the low mid to I want that gain to come up with it as well. So create a node here. Let's see. Create a node here. That'll bring it back home where it needs to be. And then I'm just simply going to come up here. Okay, so that definitely created a little bit of variation there. So it doesn't sound the same playing through that 2 times in a row. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit of automation for the reverb. And I like the way this short room is sounding for some reason today. And so I'm just going to go ahead and just automate that to come in and out various times. And I didn't set my endpoint, so I like that. Okay, now, in order to get that to sound more consistent while that's happening, I'm going to go to the Pro channel here. And guess what, guys? For those of you who have just recently downloaded Cakewalk by BandLab, and you're wondering how in the world can I get a hold of Robert's limiter plugin that he's using, that Cakewalk CA2A, guess what? It's back. It's back, but it's only in the Pro channel, unless you have previous versions of Cakewalk, and then you can get it in the plugin version. But if you don't have the plugin version, here it is. Boom, look at that. Love it. So I'm going to go ahead and set that to limit. Okay, if you've watched any of my tutorials before, you know I love to use the limiter to just even things out so I don't have to do volume automation on the track itself. I can just limit it out to where it's just upfront and punchy. Okay, so what that's going to do is that's going to allow it to, when the volume rises on the EQ, instead of it, the volume of the whole track rising because EQ is obviously adding volume, what this is going to do is just take those transients that are trying to poke through now and just squash everything down and make it more consistent. Beautiful. See, I'm hitting it hard over here. Look at this thing. Oh yeah. Okay, right here. Yet again, as soon as these hi-hats come in, we're coming into a variation, a change in the song. So what I want to do is, I'm getting excited, guys. This is awesome. So what I want to do on this variation, this change on the song, is now I'm going to automate the snare, and I'm going to automate the reverb send level to the short room. Okay. And I'm going to bring that up at that point, as soon as those start to come in. So yet again, put a node here so that I know where I'm headed, where it needs to go back to, so that nothing before or after that changes. And then I'm going to automate these. Oops. Gotta make sure it only moves that. There we go. I'm going to automate it up about an extra 3 dBs. Let's listen. Just gives it more of that flam. Like that. Okay, now for these vocals, I like the way that they start out. However, I would like for them to rise volume-wise as they come in. And then I'm also going to automate the delay on the way out. I'll show you what I mean. So volume-wise, I want them to slowly begin to peak out about right here, and then kind of taper off. Going to set some more automation for the delay. Where is it? Feedback. Okay, so it starts here. As soon as this last note begins to play, I want that to really just ramp up like crazy. And let's just, I'm just kind of winging it right here, but let's see how that sounds. Not too bad. Didn't quite get the effect I was looking for right here, though. Let's see if I can just way overdo it. Yep, still not hearing it how I'm hearing it in my head right here. That's okay. We'll keep working with it. Let's go ahead and create another volume automation. Oops. Not volume automation, but let's automate that delay level. There we go. I bet this will do it. I don't want to like go crazy overboard here. Oh yeah, that's getting closer. I can hear it in my head now. Okay. let's just, removing the whole thing again. Control Z, go back to where you were. Okay. I'm going to set it to just a little bit after that node so it kind of eases into it. Let's listen. Nice. Oh man, it's getting there. So exciting. Listen for the trail off. Yes, yes, yes. That's it. It's not like overbearing. It's not crazy powerful. But it definitely needs some limiting. So I'm going to throw in another instance of the old Cakewalk CA2A on the Pro channel. Brought to you by your friendly neighborhood bakers. That Cakewalk bakers. Never mind. Okay. Boom. There it was. Nice. Let's listen to that section again. Let's listen to how it builds up into that point and then tapers off. Nice. Yes. I love it when a good plan comes together. Okay. Okay, so right there, yet again. Okay, so Jurgen's asking a good question. How does that limiter help with the sends? So the limiter essentially is just bringing everything that's on that ground floor, the noise floor rather, it's bringing it up a little bit more for it to actually touch the sends. Because before that, it's kind of getting lost and buried in the rest of the mix. But by limiting it and bringing all the dynamics down significantly and all of the lower parts up and the higher parts down, then you're getting a more significant, well, I guess it would be a significant signal, but a more consistent signal is the word I was looking for. That's going then to those sends. So more of the information that you're wanting to hit the send is actually going, if that makes any sense. Right. And it's also about the VX64 in this instance. But it is affecting the sends in the same sense too, because now it's hitting the reverbs harder. So, man alive, that sounded nice. So after that point though, we get into this section again where it plays the same thing twice again. Now, in order to minimize that fatigue or, the lackluster and people hearing the same thing over and over again, we're going to do something a little bit different in that section as well. Now, I want this one here to play out just like it should be. However, right there, I want it to begin to implement a change. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go on this track here that has nothing done on it yet. Yes. So I want to accentuate this piano. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a little bit of a automation. And I think we're going to do the pan on this. Let's try it. If it doesn't work, that's cool. Never hurts to try something. You can always go back later. And we're going to let this play out. Let's see where it needs to end first. I think it would be right here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of nodes here. And what I'm basically going to do is just create there's plugins that do this, and it'll probably be easier, but I've already got this open. So we're going to go all the way to left, all the way right, all the way left, all the way right. And before I do a bunch of these, I'm going to make sure that the distance on these is fine before I set any more. Okay, so that's really not affecting much, I guess, because it's a stereo signal. Oops. I just moved what I was never supposed to move. Okay, so let's just see how this sounds. That's definitely causing a little bit more movement. Yeah. Okay. It's not quite there yet, but it's there. It's getting closer. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here is on each one of these individual plucks, if you want to call them that, is where it's going to do the change. So it'll be there, bring it over here, there, and when we get to here, it'll come back, here, get to here, come back here. Okay, get to here, come back here, get to here. A little tedious, but I think it'll be worth it. Let's check this out. Awesome. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of automation. Oops. I keep doing that. On the plate send level again. Actually, I just had a thought. I know it's scary. I want to see if we put a tremolator on here just for this section, what would this sound like? I like that. Let's try this again. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. I like that. And then what we'll do is we'll just use this, use this automation for the tremolator to bypass or enable. And so right here is bypass. All right, so it should be by all rights. Yeah, so right now it's bypassed. When it gets to that section only, it will be enabled. Let's take a listen before it leads into that there. trying to find, oh, here we go, Wurlitzer. Okay, that created just a little bit of difference, a little bit of movement there. Like it. Okay, so much like we did on this last one, I want to go ahead and do the same thing with this one here. So bring that up there. Just kind of slowly ramp this up. I think it was somewhere around here. Just want to make sure that that's huge. Let's see if that does it. Okay, not quite as big and flashy and loud as I'd like for it to be. It's okay. This is the last section, so we can just go ahead and do this. Nice. Well, that's unfortunate. I like the way that delay sounded, but there's no way to bypass and enable with the automation. That's not cool. Let's see. Maybe we can get a different one here to do that. Gotta love the old classic tube delay. Awesome. So I wanted to bypass the delay so that way I wouldn't have to have that delay on the previous versions of that pluck, but on the very end pluck, I would have it on there. And then 𝗬𝗏 was the name of that company I was talking about. There's a whole playlist here on the channel that has several of their plugins, if not most all of them, except for 3, I believe, where I have reviews of those as well. In fact, I can probably pull that up real quick and just paste it in there. Songs come together really well. I like it. Well, I thought I had a playlist of just their plugins, but apparently it's in the gear reviews section.
Find the perfect song for your video and
Let's see. Yep, here it is. And okay, so if you want to check out that review, it's right here. Yes, you can arm a track while it's playing. You can actually punch in that way if you'd like. All right, so it looks like 𝗫𝗁𝗁𝗃 was saying that he wants me to fix the problems with the kick and the bass. I really didn't notice it, honestly, until he pointed it out, and it looks like, it appears that they are actually kind of combating one another, and that's where we'll just go in and slap a little bit of sidechain compression on there real quick, and we'll be done. With that, at least. We're almost done with the mix, honestly. I think it's getting really, really close. So, where's that kick at? There it is. I can't ever remember which one plays off of which, but let's see here. Compressor, Sonotus compressor. Turn that there and create a send to the side chain of the bass sub Sonotus compressor. Come over here. That's 6 dBs is good enough. Super simple, fixed. Okay, so the way to create the sidechain compression kick to the bass right here, super simple. place the Sonotest compressor in this instance, or any compressor for that matter that will sidechain. And from there, you're just going to create a send from the kick to the sidechain of the compressor. And all I had to do on that was just right click here, insert send, and then find out which one I can actually, as you can see, all the CA2As are able to be sidechained as well. So that's kind of cool to know. But I just sent it here to the bass sub, which it tells you which track it's on. Okay, the bass sub, boom, it's going there. Now, the only time that compressor is going to be the only time the compressor is going to kick in, I don't know what kind of word I was going for there, is whenever the kick happens. So you can see here, it's doing nothing. It's doing nothing up until the point when that kick comes in. The CA2A is both compressor and limiter. That is much better. Thank you for pointing that out. Moving along so fast, you know, I probably wouldn't have noticed it until I got in the car. And then I've been like, dope. Okay. Honestly, this mix has come a long way. I still feel like there's maybe a few more things that we're going to try to do here on the master bus. And then we're going to go ahead and call our done. Love this plugin. It's going to get loud, folks. I'm glad you brought up the soothe, because I was actually, it was in my notes up here anyway, because this mini synth, especially when it gets to that high register it just, it's doing something I don't like. And the way that I'm going to take care of that without ruining the track is I'm going to put that soothe on there. So thank you. Soothe to. I think it's right there. It's just driving me nuts. Yeah. Much better. So listen to the high end of this before and after. Before, after. Still a little bit more I want to deal with there. Hold on. There it is. Okay, so check this out. The nasal sound of the synth goes away when I institute the soothe. I want you to check that out. And that's what I was hearing. I was like, ugh. And I probably will shave off a little bit of that high end too. And I think I got a way that I'm going to do that where it's going to sound musical. But this is what it sounds like before. Listen for the nasally sound in the synth. Now watch it go away. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to deal with the high-end harshness that I'm hearing here. I'm going to put a tape emulation on there. Okay. Da-da-da-da. Much better. Tamed it. It's a little bit loud. I kind of like that. I don't think I've ever used that setting where it says wide mix. I like that though. I'm just blending in a little bit of it. But, all right, let's go back here to the beginning. Let's just check this out. Listening back in mono just to see if I hear anything weird happening here. Okay, back in stereo. Doing a little bit of level readjustment here. The automation now of the reverb, that plate sound getting louder.
Find the perfect.
Okay, so those tube delay on the Plux comes in a little bit late. Let's bring that back here. Nice. So, the mix has come a long way. I'm definitely happy with where it's at now versus where it was. Let's just go ahead and listen to, if we can real quick, where it was. Just listen to this section right here. Don't sound bad, just sounds a little flat. Okay, let's listen to that same section now after the changes that we have made. Obviously, there's going to be some volume increase here, but here we go. Left and right tremolo. Nice. Okay, definitely come a long way. I'm liking it. So hopefully I'll send this off to Audio Surgeon here in just momentarily, and hopefully he'll like it too. Cool thing is, let's see, export audio. Gotta go ahead and go to the desktop here, set this to wave, 24-bit depth, stereo, the preset what you hear so that everything is heard. And we're gonna call this Saving Places Robert's Mix. Okay. And I know that didn't work because that was way too quick. Oh. Make sure I highlight the audio first. Hello. Okay. And the phone just keeps blowing up. I'm not sure what, I'm very popular today, evidently. Okay, next thing. Well, the only thing that can be. Let's go to the Wheel of Awesomeness. Hello. I caught Casey off guard. Hey, come on, Casey, put the phone down. It's not for you. Yeah, the wheel of, it's up. Come here.
This is 𝗍𝗄𝗅 𝗧𝗿 getting ready to spin the wheel of awesomeness. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We spin the wheel and take a schwill.
No, we don't. What are you, get it?
That's what I'm doing.
You want me to fire you again? Seriously. Just spin the wheel and tell the good people here on the stream today what they've won.
Okay. But I do like root beer. And root beer floats. And, ooh, a free merch item. Ladies and gentlemen, someone in the stream today, some lucky individual is going to win a free merch item. Tell them what they're going to win, Robert. Robert is currently not in the room. I think he went to go get him a sandwich. No, he's coming back with a baseball bat. I've got to go. Sorry, see you later.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it looks like the wheel has landed on a free merch item. Nice. Good deal, Pickle. Let's see. How are we going to do this today? Let's go to the chat here. Where's that? I've got so many. There it is. Boom. Okay. Live chat comment screen. Here we go. Let's see. How are we going to do this? I got a bit of trivia. Whoever can guess the correct answer to this trivia first, okay, is going to win a free piece of merch from yours truly. Okay. So recently, I just did a video right here on 19 of my go-to plugins that I use all the time. Okay. So if you can correctly answer which one, no, that's not fair because not everybody's seen that video. Let's not do that. That wouldn't be fair. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, I've got it. Okay. Whoever can correctly name the most recent course that has been released on the Pro Mix Academy with me and 𝗏𝗏. Whoever can correctly name that course first that is now on the Pro Mix Academy by yours truly in the chat and go. Whoever's got it first. And I am going to take points for spelling. Okay. Well, you are taking your time finding that out. Which, by the way, it is in the description of the video, too. Hint, hint. It's also in the YouTube channel upper right hand. There's a link there for it. Hint, hint. What is the name of the course that I am currently selling on the Pro Mix Academy with 𝗏𝗏? Whole name. Correctly spelled. Oh, Jurgen, quick on the draw, buddy. Micah says, I give up. Bop Studios, Who's Cakewalk by BandLab? Jurgen has the correct answer first. Congratulations, Jurgen. You have won a free piece of merch from the HSS Threadless store. So you can let me pull up. There should be a link that I can send you. Yeah, there is. Okay. So I'll be sending you a link. Let's see here. Mob the Gamer. I can't remember anything. Oh, yeah, that's true. He has a test. Poor guy. It'll all be over soon enough, though. Let's see. I got to find the link here and make sure it's the right one. Let's see. Reaction video. No, that's not it. Song contest. Nope, that's not it either. Christmas giveaway. Nope, that one's not it. Here it is. No, that's not it either. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Merch. Here we go. Oh, you're right. BandLab is with a capital L. That's okay, though. I'll give it to you. It technically wasn't a spelling. It was more of a capitalization error. So we'll give it to you. Anybody who's quick on the draw like that, good night. All right, so there's your link. You can go there, Jurgen, and fill that out, and that'll let me know what I need to send your way, buddy. All right. Well, guys, I hope you've learned something from today's stream. I definitely had fun doing it. It's always a pleasure to get on here and hang out with you guys and show you all what little bit that I do know. And hopefully, like I said, when I send this off to Audio Surgeon, he's going to like it. It looks like it has been officially exported now to the desktop. Yep, there it is. 5 minutes and 2 seconds. And it ends and begins correctly. Good deal. All right. Well, guys, like I said, this has been a fun stream, and I'm going to go ahead and get off here now. If there's any questions that you have for individuals who might be new to this, or you just have questions about something that maybe happened on today's stream, you want to ask questions, feel free to hop on the Facebook group and hang out over there. There's a ton of awesome people already in that group. It is a private group. You're more than welcome to invite friends to that group if you feel like it might be helpful for them as well. But if you go over there on the group and you ask your question there, I'm really quick to answer questions on there. Let me make sure I have the right link for that one. I need to get on it with these links. What's the problem here, Robert? I don't even have that link copied. Anyway, the page name is HSS Collab. And we will be using this group as well for the upcoming mix contest. We're going to be using it a lot for that, to pitch ideas back and forth and to talk to one another. So you definitely want to get involved in that group. Also, for those of you who are in the chat that joined in the once-in-a-lifetime deal of the Rocket Fuel mixing bundle, remember, this Saturday, the 24th, is going to be the Zoom meeting with everybody involved. So if you didn't get in on that deal this time around, I'm structuring this where I hope, I know I said this would never be released ever again. I'm going to restructure it, though, to where it'll be something just a little bit different. It will be a higher price point, but I think it'll be worth it. And it's going to be sort of like the Rocket Fuel mixing bundle, where you're going to be able to get a series of courses as well as one-on-one Skype time, or not one-on-one, but group meeting Skype time. For those that did jump in on that last minute deal, thank you so much. I'm actually using a camera that I was able to buy with that money now, thanks to you guys. So, which I don't know if I can, let me see if I can. I think there's a way I can do this actually. I know it's actually hooked up to the stream right now, but I think if I use the coffee cam. So there it is. Thank you guys so much once again for your generousness. You guys are awesome. I put a deal out there, once in a lifetime deal, and didn't honestly think that anybody would take me up on it. And I had more people than I thought that would take me up on it. So the money that I lost in the foul the foul Facebook deal that went south, I was able to make back by selling courses, which it was a steal of a deal. So if you didn't get in on that, I apologize. There will be something like it later. And so I was able to replace the camera that I lost, and actually I was able to get the one that I wanted anyway. So this has a clean HDMI output, so I'm actually using it like a webcam right now, which is super cool. And aside from that, it's the next step up from the one that I had previously. So once again, thank you guys so much. Appreciated you all hopping on here today and hanging out with me. We got some cool things coming up in the near future as well. Keep me in your prayers and keep me in your thoughts, because within the next few weeks, I don't know what's going to come of it just yet, but I will be speaking with the president of BandLab, not just somebody on the lower levels. I'm speaking with the HR manager and the president of BandLab, or not the HR manager, but the brand representative, marketing brand representative. With that being said, I don't know what's going to come of it yet, but they're talking about onboarding me and possibly doing some things in the near future through them. So very cool. All right. Mob the Gamer says, do a course cheap enough for us students. I'm glad you brought that up. So I have talked with Warren, and I've discussed with him that I thought that the $97 price point was a little bit too pricey for my students, a little bit too pricey for individuals who may be coming in. They're new to this. Granted, they're saving a ton of money by getting a free DAW, but they don't have the $97 that the course costs to get started with it. And so we're talking about lowering that price for my students. We're talking about also giving out by my email list only. So if you're not on my email list, you want to get on my email list soon, because I'm going to have proprietary codes that only I will have, that only I will be sending through that email list. They will be exclusive codes. So if you're not on the email list, get on it now. Easy way to do that is just to go to my website. There's a ton of cool stuff on the side panel there. A free step-by-step song tutorial course, the 15-step mixing guide, room acoustics simplified. There's those three things on the side panel will get you into the email list, as well as just there's a sign up at the top of that page as well. If you get on that email list, you will have exclusive deals through the Produce Like a Pro Academy from yours truly, thanks to Warren, that I will be giving out only through that email list. And they're going to be nice little discounts for you all. So it's getting to the point, yes, Jurgen, it's getting to the point where they can't ignore me any longer. I don't want to say that they have been ignoring me. I know they've been busy on the back end, but I don't think I had enough clout yet for them to say, okay, let's give this guy a look. And now it's getting to the point where I know I had an individual contact me the other day. He's like, dude, you're popping up everywhere. I was just in one of the promotional videos for 𝗠𝗶𝘅. I was in a promotional video recently for Soothe 2. I was in a promotional video recently. I mean, it's just, and I'm not doing this stuff like I'm not selling myself. I'm just doing what I always do. And these companies are readily picking it up. So thank you guys so much too for every video that you've shared, every time that you've shared a live stream or one of my tip videos or something like that. Be sure to check out the podcast too and share that. That's another avenue where I think I'm finally starting to pick up some traction and get some sponsors maybe to even look my way. The more sponsors that we can get and the more brands that we can get to look our way, the more that I can begin to do some major giveaways. And that's what my end game is. It's not to build an island unto myself and to make this a hugely profitable, because I know it's not going to be, honestly. This is not going to be a hugely profitable channel that I'm going to quit my job and drive a Bugatti in the least bit. But if I can help some individuals along the way and give away some cool gear, get some cool gear in the process to test out for myself and then give it back to the community, I'm all about that. So, yes, his name is Ming, by the way. I'll be talking with him and Kayla, I believe is her name. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, when I talk to them, I'm definitely going to thank him from the bottom of my heart for making this free and for saving it from its utter demise when Gibson kicked it down the road. So yeah, big things are coming up, and it's only going to keep getting better, I assure you. So until next time, guys, remember, we can dream alone, we can create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. God bless each and every one of you. I love you all.